Hello, I'm ibxtoycat and welcome back to QnA Saturday. QnA Saturday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I answer your questions about a variety of subjects, usually focused vaguely on the next update for Minecraft, but with a lot of other variety stuff thrown in there. So yeah, with that said, all of the questions come from last week's Q&A. If you want to ask any for next week, leave them in the comments down below now, because when next week rolls around, this will be last week's Q&A, and that's how I'll get the comments. So with that said, hopefully you do enjoy this week's Q&A Saturday. If you do, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like the questions being answered and stuff. But with that said, we do have to get into the first one of these, because, you know, an important part of Q&A is the Q part, and this first Q comes from Dominic Covey, who asks, #Q&A, do you think Mojang will add vertical slabs? They would be great for builds. If so, when? So, just to quickly clarify, so we're on the same page here, vertical slabs, you mean like these things, where it's like half a block, but like cut down the middle. Kind of like a half slab, but the other way around, just to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, so these could be added to the game in future, a lot of people think, but they're actually not going to be. It's been confirmed multiple times that, first of all, Notch didn't want to do it, because he thought it'd be too messy of the code, but then Grum confirmed that even though some mods have done it, and that's where this image came from, even though some mods have done it, he didn't think it'd be Minecrafty enough, and he doesn't want to see it in the base version of Minecraft. He thinks if you want to have vertical slabs, you can always do mods, and although that's a weird opinion to just rule out something as a Minecraft feature, it has been ruled out, and unfortunately, yeah, you won't be able to see vertical slabs on, you know, the console or the Pocket Edition without using mods of some form, which I know, yeah, I think the argument gets a bit weird when it comes to the console, but we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully we see vertical slabs as a console exclusive or something maybe. I don't entirely know, but all I can tell you is that it has been confirmed as not coming to the PC. So with that said, let's move on to the second question, shall we? Which comes in from Magic, but with a Q instead of an A. Yeah, that's got to be Magic, right? But yeah, they say, why haven't they tried releasing the same updates for PC and console at the same time? So the thing about Minecraft as a development team is because it kind of grew as it was expanding at the same time, and it's got some weird issues with that. Basically, yeah, they have 3 separate development teams. There's the Sweden office, there's like the Washington office, then there's 4J, and although the Sweden and the Washington office seem to have, or Seattle, sorry, have a lot of communication, it seems, it doesn't really seem like 4J talk too much to them. So the way I assume things are going, and the way they kind of mention things kind of work, is they take the PC version, then they try to work that into the console, which is why there's always a slight delay, at least, between when an update comes out for PC and when it comes out for console. So right now, they're presumably taking Minecraft 1.9 and they're trying to put it on console, and yeah, exactly why they do it that way is something that I'm not entirely sure of. I guess, you know, what other better ways are there to port a game to console, and yeah, it means that you get a very PC-like experience, just minus certain features, but on the other hand, it means that there's always going to be a little bit of a delay. I think the 4J guys estimate it's going to be like at least 6 months at any time, and you know, that's kind of a bummer, but it means that eventually maybe they'll start working on exclusives when there's no PC version to work off. So, you know, there's a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. We'll have to see how it all works out in the end when 1.9 comes for console. So with that said, let's move on to the next question here, which comes in from MC Roblox and Gaming. Wait, MC and Roblox Gaming. That makes way more sense. And they ask #Q and the A, or Q the A, if you had the chance to introduce 2 ores to Minecraft, what would you want them to be? So I actually do think about this one a lot, because I do a lot of mining in Minecraft, and I think mining is one of the cooler aspects of the game. Yeah, to directly answer the question, 2 ores, if I could add them, what would they be? First of all, I'd add something super rare, like rarer than diamond, rarer than emerald, something called, like, I don't know, let's call it topaz. And even though there's not going to be too much use for topaz, I like it to be like a super big XP reward. So right now, I think any ore gives you between, I think diamond gets you maybe 7, and nether quartz gets you maybe 6 XP at max. I'd like it if you could find, you know, like this topaz ore and it gives you 50, or like a whole 2 levels or something. I think that'd be pretty cool, because it'd be just a nice reward. It wouldn't be something you necessarily want to collect, because what would you even do with topaz as an item, or like what would you do with any amethyst maybe? I don't know, just have a rare ore that you can find every now and then that's a nice find, gives you XP, and just makes you go, oh, that's awesome, and moves on to your day. So the second one I'd add, if I could actually make it be functional too, is something like mithril ore. So mithril, I think, is a mythical thing, maybe from Lord of the Rings, but basically, yeah, make a, you know, something that can be turned into armor, make it maybe somewhere between iron and diamond, and then make it have a weird secondary characteristic that's not always good, but it's not always bad. So, for instance, you can make it so you get knocked back super far, because mithril is a very light type of armor, it's lighter than steel, so you can make it so you get knocked back extra hard, which is kind of bad in a lot of situations, like Skywars, but it's kind of good in situations where you want to get away from people. So, yeah, I'd like to see something like that, just to mix up the game a little bit. So, yeah, 2 ores to add to Minecraft, like amethyst or topaz or something, and also the opportunity for mithril. That's what I'd have to do, I think. I'd say so. So, with that said, let's move on to the next question, which actually comes in from Seflu. Seflu asks, says, awesome cow, looks cute. So I wanted to talk about this one, because there's something I do every now and then, and perhaps I shouldn't, where basically I know that a lot of people are like, you know, hardcore builders and get upset when they see something that doesn't look too great, so I'll deliberately make something look a little bit, you know, off, just to, you know, just to add a little bit of troll in there. And even though I made the cow terrible in so many ways, I think it was 1, slightly off-centered, and 2, have you seen the face on that thing? And so very few people commented on it, and it's like one of those things where I think I've made the joke too much, and I've numbed it, and like people don't even notice noticed that my cow doesn't have like an actual face anymore, and yeah, it's one of the real bummers about one of the real bummers about doing something too much is people don't believe it. So yeah, next time I do something outrageous, you've got to be outraged, guys. That's where the fun is. I mean, that's kind of that. So with that said, let's move on to the next actual question, which comes in from Darius Rosania, who asked #QnA, what airline do you fly with to get places, etc. Ryanair, Aer Lingus, also why no #S. Oh, hashtags. Okay, so why no hashtags? You can use hashtags as much as you like. It's just they have no effect on me, and they have no effect on YouTube. I think if you click on them, they search for YouTube videos, which is weird. But yeah, hashtags are basically pointless because you can't actually search by hashtag. So yeah, #QnA is entirely pointless. But everyone does it, and I just decided, you know, you can do whatever you like. And second question, what airline do you use to fly to places? So this is one of those tips for life. I feel like the generation above us, or anyone above like 30, might tell you like, oh, it's always good to fly with insert name here, airline. And maybe that's true sometimes, but I've flown with like 5-10 different airlines, maybe somewhere between those two numbers. You know, like half them being budget, half them being the other type one, and there is almost no difference on a short haul flight. So yeah, what airline do I fly with? Whatever is cheapest. There's a lot of sites that will compare it. So yeah, I just fly with whoever is cheapest, and you know, I'm going to be testing this this weekend, or I have tested it and probably upload a video on youtube.com/ibxtoycat by the time this goes live. But yeah, I'm trying a super budget airline, like the super cheap one, across the Atlantic, and whether that goes terribly or well is going to be something we get to see. So yeah, pro tip, if you only have hand luggage, which you should, because why are you traveling with a whole bag of stuff for a few days? Yeah, if you only have the luggage that you put on a plane with you, then it's just go with whoever's cheapest. I mean, there's nothing an airline can do to really upset you besides, I don't know, what could they do that would be so bad that they'd be worth, you know, spending the extra money or not spending the extra money. I can't think of anything, but that's just me. With that said, let's move on to the next question, shall we? Which comes in from Elvin Phoenix. Elvin Phoenix asks, #QnA, if you could add 5 to 20 mobs to Minecraft, which ones would you add? So this is, again, something I think about a lot, 'cause it's like everyone always asks, like, if you had one mob to Minecraft, what would you add? And since there's 5 to 20 mobs, I'd say one mob for every type of biome. So we'd give a desert, like, some form of camel, or give it an exclusive creeper too. Yeah, okay, what we'll do, give a desert a camel, give a desert a sand creeper. The sand creeper explodes sand everywhere instead of explosives, and sometimes suffocates you. There you go. Boom. Great idea. Second biome, we go to the ice biome. We add polar bears, but as well as polar bears, we add skeletal icy spectral skeletons. I don't know what I'm saying there. But yeah, it's a skeleton that shoots ice at you and freezes you in place for a second. That'd be terrifying, right? Next up, we go to the extreme hills biome. We add llamas, of course. We add alpacas. You know, llamas are like, I don't know, they're fast and they spit at you. And, you know, it's a mount you can ride that you can spit at people with and it slows them down or something. And then there's alpacas, which are, they're mounts you can ride that you can also shear. So many good ideas you can add for each biome, just going through like this, being like, oh, so we got the roof forest. Let's make it so, I don't know, spiders spawn there during the day all the time, and we'll make the spiders venomous. Actually, I think that's a cave spider. But yeah, you get the point. That's just me thinking right now in the fast minute. All you have to do is look at every biome, think what could go there, and put it there. If I do that for every biome in the game, and I think the game would be a lot cooler and more diverse for it. So with that said, let's move on to the next question, which comes in from William Wilson, who asks, how do you find secrets in updates? Also, how long does it take to find them? So how do I find secrets and updates? Honestly, you know, back in the day, it used to be a lot of rigorous checking for days and days. But at this point, you know, most of the time when I'm searching, I'll find one or two myself. But a lot of people will help me out over Twitter and just say, oh, hey Toycat, did you know this update has this? I'll test it, and if it's there, I'll put it in a secret feature video. So yeah, most of the time now, it's people helping me out, which is something I really appreciate, by the way. Thank you to everyone who has ever sent me a secret feature. And second of all, how long does it take to find them? Really, just goofing around Minecraft a lot. It doesn't take as long as you might figure. If I know there's been super flat changes, I'll goof around with those. If I know there's been this or that, I'll do that too. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, William Wilson. Let's move on to the next one, actually, shall we? Which comes in from Royal Slayer, who has a 4 instead of an A and a 3 instead of instead of an E. So it's really Royal Slayer, but yeah, Royal Slayer, we'll take it as. And they say, your fast talking has improved. Thank you very much, Royal Slayer. It's something I've been really working on, because I know I like kind of talk out of control a lot of the time, like that, but you know, with words instead of noises. But yeah, so fast talking is something I've been trying to improve a lot recently, because obviously I like to be understandable. Because I'd say the number one comment I get is you talk too fast, because people come across a random video and say, I cannot understand this person. So one thing I want to do is, because I enjoy talking fast and I think it's good, and a lot of people do kind of like it, is rather than just slowing down, which I do a little bit of, I'm also just trying to make sure I pronounce or I enunciate every single word or every single sound of a word, and that way you can understand what I'm saying. And hopefully you understood that last sentence. If you didn't, then we'll move on to the next one anyway, shall we? Which comes in from Capister Gill, who asks, #QnA, will you ever do a Skywars series? Maybe. Probably not, though, because the thing about Skywars, right, is a lot of people really want me to do a Minecraft console, but they don't want me to do it because they want to watch it, they want to do it because they want to play, which is a really, although I appreciate that's a cool thing, I think playing Skywars is fun, and I like doing it with people. The problem with doing it that way is there's just a stream of like 400 or 500 people all asking, how do I join, how do I join, how do I join, and at most 3, 4, 5, 6 of them can join in any one game, and even then, it takes a long time each time, it's a terrible stream to watch, and no one in there is actually, well, some people are watching it to watch it, but a lot of people are just in there because they want to play. And it means instead of having a stream of people who are watching a stream, you have a stream of people wanting to join a stream where 99% statistically cannot even join. And that's why it's a terrible idea. The Skywars on console, I think, is going to have to be just sunsetted for now. Maybe we'll do like the off-stream every now and then. But Skywars on the PC, because it's something that I can just do game after game, because there's matchmaking. It's something I might do a video on, just to give it test the waters. Because so many people love seeing Skywars in the background of stuff. But I think it's a cool gimmick to have in addition to news. Rather, like if I did a whole video on it, I don't know what I'd do the whole time. And again, maybe I'll try it at some point. Maybe if you guys all want to see it. But it's something that for now is just kind of in the grey zone of like, I don't even know right now. So with that said, let's move on to the final question, shall we? Which comes in from Subahasi Mukherjee. I hope I got that right. If I didn't, you can correct me, and then I'll just remember for next time or something. But yeah, they ask hashtag questions which I want answered, but no cookies to share with my friends. Are you going to visit India? Also, Android, iOS or Android. So let's start. Am I going to visit India? At some point, like in my life, I'd like to visit every country in the world, right? India's not on the near future, like not this year. But I mean, if I'm in the area in 2017, then yeah, sure. There's a lot of really bad stereotypes about India, and I guess I'd have to learn to deal with those. Like pollution's terrible, the smell is terrible. Partly because of pollution, partly because of just culture or something. I know, like, there's a lot of bad stereotypes there, but I would like to go anyway, just to see if, one, they're all true, but two, just to experience it anyway. I think it's the second biggest country on the earth in terms of population, about to be number one, something like 1.2 billion. That's a lot of people. Like, odds are, if you're human, you're Chinese or you're Indian, and I don't know much about China or India. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go to both those countries at some point, and additionally, iOS or Android. Android, personally, because here's the thing, right? Android and iOS is really a debate of freedom or control. Wait, freedom versus control? Or, yeah, something like that. Where, on the one hand, iOS is optimized for more people, so if you're not going to play around with your operating system, which most people don't, even with Android, yeah, iOS is great. But Android gives you control to do a lot more stuff, and personally, I love to have control. I want to be like, you know what? Do I want to download this thing that does this bizarre thing? Yeah, I can do that. Do I want to download apps that, Apple hasn't approved? Because that's one of the weird things. If they don't agree with an app, like emulators, you can't get them on iOS without jailbreaking, which is the worst thing. Like, why is Apple deciding what I can put on the thing I bought? And yeah, that's why I prefer Android personally. I don't blame people for using iOS, and since I stream a lot on iOS on Mobcrush, I just kind of say, well, do what you need to do. There's no point starting a war over it because it really is a preference thing. It's like if you you go into a bar and you see someone's drinking something different, you're like, whoa, dude, no, this drink is the best. And they're like, but I just like this. You're like, no. I hope you heard that. That was a pretty impressive thing. No, that was this drink is the best, and you're gonna drink it. And you like force it down their throat. And I think this analogy went kind of bad. So I'm going to end the video just here. Hopefully you did all enjoy this week's Q&A. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. Share if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this one I make Q&As every week. But videos about Minecraft every single day on my channel that if you subscribe, you'll see daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.